The match between Argentina and England was an absolute thriller from start to finish, standardizing a new chapter of drama, intensity, and sheer footballing theater in the rich history of this iconic international rivalry. The reigning world champions walked into the Atlanta Stadium, expecting a fiercely contested battle to secure a spot in the grand final against Spain, knowing that the Three Lions possessed the defensive discipline and tactical flexibility to push them to the absolute limit. In front of a passionate, sold-out crowd of over 70,000 fans, both teams delivered a spectacular football match that fans will remember for a very long time. The atmosphere was electric. A deafening cauldron of noise split between the bouncing, chanting sea of Alba Celeste supporters and the defiant, roaring contingent of traveling English fans as the two historical sides took the field under the blinding stadium lights. Argentina comfortably controlled the early stages of the game, heavily dominating possession, shifting the ball with patience across the backline, and looking to push England deep into their own half through the orchestrations of Rodrigo de Paul and Alexis Mac Allister. England, however, had arrived with a highly defined blueprint under Thomas Tuchel, setting up an incredibly disciplined, aggressive, and narrow defensive block that refused to give the Argentine maestros any space to breathe in the final third. The first half quickly turned into a brutal, high-intensity war of attrition, with crunching challenges flying in across the midfield as neither side showed even a momentary willingness to yield ground. A staggering 19 fouls were committed in the opening 45 minutes alone, capturing the sheer desperation, tactical cynicism, and fierce rivalry of the occasion. The tension reached a boiling point in the 37th minute when a heavy, late lunge on Lionel Messi triggered a chaotic, multiplayer shoving match near the center circle, resulting in a yellow card for Elliot Anderson as teammates from both sides rushed in to clash chest to chest. Argentina tried to capitalize on the emotional fire generated by the melee, and just a minute later, Enzo Fernandez collected a loose clearance, took a sharp touch, and unleashed a spectacular, curling 25-yard effort that sailed inches over the crossbar. Despite the physical drama, tactical warfare, and endless stoppages, neither side could find the clinical quality required to test the keepers, and a grueling first half ended with both teams locked in a tense 0-0 stalemate. The second half, however, told a completely different story, exploding into life as both managers urged their players to abandon the cautious positioning of the first period and actively hunt for the opening goal. Argentina threatened first in the 47th minute when Emiliano Martinez launched a booming Route 1 goal kick deep into the opposing half. Julian Alvarez latched onto it, worked half a yard of space against the lunging Jed Spence, and thrashed a fierce shot that forced Jordan Pickford into a brilliant, diving save at his near post. But the relentless pressure finally paid off for England in the 55th minute against the run of play. Declan Rice aggressively snapped into a midfield challenge to win possession from Leandro Paredes and quickly flicked a smart pass out to Morgan Rogers on the right wing. Rogers, a surprise starter whose inclusion ahead of Bukayo Saka had stunned pundits, justified his manager's faith by cutting inside and curling a wicked, pinpoint cross toward the back post. Anthony Gordon anticipated the flight flawlessly, ghosting past Nahuel Molina to steer a deft, controlled volley past Emiliano Martinez to put England ahead. The unexpected opening goal shocked the world champions and sent the English fans, including a jubilant David and Victoria Beckham in the luxury suites, into wild celebrations. Stung by the deficit, Argentina fiercely threw their entire soul into the attack, pinned England back, and completely took control of the pitch. Giuliano Simeone looked certain to equalize just moments later after bursting through the defensive line, but Jed Spence executed a miraculous, last-second sliding tackle to deny him before he could pull the trigger. Recognizing the growing danger and the sheer velocity of the Argentine response, England made a heavily defensive substitution, withdrawing the goal-scorer Gordon for central defender Ezri Konsa and completely parking the bus in an attempt to protect their slender lead. Argentina desperately tried to break through the wall, creating several dangerous scoring chances as Lionel Scaloni turned to his bench, introducing Nico Gonzalez. In the 69th minute, a powerful downward header from Gonzalez forced Pickford into another world-class reaction save. And in the 76th minute, Alexis Mac Allister timed his run perfectly to connect with a Rodrigo de Paul cross, only to watch his header agonizingly rattle the foot of the post. Just when it seemed like England's defensive wall would hold, ultimate drama struck in the final frantic minutes of normal time. In the 85th minute, Lionel Messi took a short corner on the right, collected the return pass, and spotted Enzo Fernandez lurking entirely unmarked 25 yards out from goal. Messi delivered a sharp, perfectly weighted pass, and Fernandez lashed a spectacular, deserved equalizer for Argentina. Striking down on the ball with a unique, knuckling technique that mirrored the historic free kicks of Juninho Pernambucano, he sent a swerving shot wobbling past a helpless Pickford into the far corner, equalizing the score and throwing the entire stadium into absolute pandemonium. With 9 minutes of added time signaled by the fourth official, the match reached a fever pitch of emotional instability. England looked completely shell-shocked, struggling to clear their heads as their midfield structure collapsed under the weight of injuries to Reece, James, and Declan Rice, forcing the introduction of youngsters like Nico O'Reilly. The irresistible Argentine siege reached its jaw-dropping climax in the 92nd minute. Moments after another low effort had been blocked by Harry Maguire, Messi collected possession on the flank, danced past O'Reilly with effortless grace, and curled a devastating, in-swinging, right-footed cross into the heart of the 6-yard box. Lautaro Martinez, the ultimate goal machine who had been introduced off the bench just 10 minutes prior, reacted in a flash. He accelerated with explosive intent, throwing his body forward to launch himself between John Stones and Reece James, hammering a spectacular, emphatic header past the diving Pickford to make it an unbelievable turnaround. The late strike completed another stunning, historic comeback for the reigning world champions, leaving the English players completely frozen in disbelief on the turf. Down 2-1 in the dying moments of stoppage time, a desperate England threw all tactical caution out the window, executing a double substitution to bring on Marcus Rashford and Ivan Toney, even pushing defender Dan Burn up as a makeshift center forward to chase long balls. Argentina fiercely held onto this narrow lead for the remaining frantic minutes, defending their box with everything they had while Christian Romero and Nicolas Otamendi threw themselves into desperate clearances. Despite a truly valiant effort from England in the opening hour, the tactical gamble of parking the bus backfired, and their incredible tournament journey came to an end in the final moments of a brutal war of attrition. While Argentina celebrated a hard-fought, legendary victory to officially advance to the World Cup final.